I've noticed a distinct lack of a park in the estate where I live. There's nowhere for kids to go and have fun with their neighbourhood friends. What if one day I had this mad notion to build a kids' playground in my estate, one with swings, monkey bars and slides? All the kids would love it, and such a noble investment. I would have to apply for planning permission, hire architects and safety consultants. I'd have to contract builders and an amusement specialist. This, of course, would burn hours and hours of my own time and my money. But wouldn't it be worth it? For the children. But not only that, after I've built this park, I find out that it's not just the children who benefit, it's the property owners too. My one act of kindness has had a knock-on effect on all the surrounding homes. I've just upped their property values by 5%. Magnificent. What a dream if only it ended with that. After a little while of running this park, that's freely accessible to all my neighbours, I figure out that maintenance is a little more costly than I expected. This park needs far more money to continue to operate. Insurance, health and safety checks, paint, etc. Or I'll be forced to shut it down and deprive the youth of their fun and the property owners of their increased value. So I invite the park visitors to pay a donation, let's say 50 cents per visit, and the property owners to pay €50 per annum. As it turns out, not every visitor is paying to visit my freely accessible park. In fact, just a mere 20% of visitors are donating per visit, and I haven't received one envelope back from the property owners with the annual donation of €50, even though it's been 2 months since I put one in each letterbox. I might think to myself, those selfish freeloaders, they use the service but they don't pay for its upkeep. Of course, there's a very simple solution to the problem. I contemplate building a big fence around my park, and then only those who pay the fee can get in. Of course, I'd need to hire a gatekeeper, who'd need an hourly fee, but that's not my biggest concern. I wonder how many people will visit my park, knowing they will have to pay. Did they only use my service because it was free? Would my park survive the harsh judgment of the freedom of individual customer choices? Possibly not. What if someone opens an even better park around the corner and steals all my customers? But then, a sudden epiphany. Assuming that everyone in the estate benefits in some way from the existence of the park, I'll just ask every single household to pay a flat rate. No fee at the gate. In fact, no gate at all. My park will remain wide open to all. If, however, a household fails to pay their fee on time, I'll send them a reminder in the post, warning them, in no uncertain terms, of repercussions. If they continue to neglect their responsibility to support the public service that I assume benefits them, I'll threaten them with legal action. Let's say a fine of €1,000. Should they refuse to pay this fine, there's one more trick up my sleeve. Kidnapping, or what folks call these days prison. I could win the support of the legislators with arguments about the public good and how everybody concerned benefits under my system. Such wealth creation would never occur by itself, leaving the estate dwellers to their own devices. They're all driven by small-minded, freeloading self-interest, and would never become organised enough to pull this idea off by themselves, right? They need this park. This is the mechanism of justification for tons of taxes, including the Irish TV licence. I think Irish public television is dreadful, whereas public broadcasters do not. If only the technology existed where it could be locked behind a paywall so they could prove it. Something like a digital decoder, maybe? Go to counterintuition.com for loads more articles and podcasts. Got some videos on there, and there's also a link there to get the book that this chapter was excerpted from, What's Civic Duty. Thanks so much for listening.